Hey, you are listening to the Six Figure Photography Podcast with Ben Hartley and Noella Andre. Each week, a new episode's going to air to help you grow your business by winning more bookings, maximizing your profits, breaking through the limiting beliefs. Thank you for being here. Just a quick pause for the listeners. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing this with your friends. Thank you for leaving a review, for subscribing, checking us out on YouTube. It means the world. We wouldn't continue to record these if there wasn't people like you out there. And so I just want to say thank you. Really appreciate you so much. Today's episode is going to be awesome. We are going to start talking about stopping chasing likes. Stop chasing likes. Today, I'm excited to bring Ana Pastoria to you all. She's a wedding photographer who's built an extraordinary brand rooted in storytelling, emotional connection, and the art of intentionality. She's based out in Portugal, been shooting weddings worldwide. Ana has a way of making her clients feel seen, heard, and celebrated, and it shows effortlessly in her work. And today, we're going to be discussing this idea of, in a world that is obsessed with digital marketing hacks, chasing algorithms, chasing the likes, the follows, Ana's been living proof that offline marketing and an unforgettable client experience can still be your biggest business superpower. How Ana Pastoria built her brand without social media hype. Buckle up. You're going to leave this episode rethinking how you show up for your clients. Welcome to the show, my dungeon master friend, Ana. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Am I saying your last name correctly?
Yes, you are.
Okay,
very
good.
correctly.
I went for it and I was like, oh man, I should probably double check.
No, great.
Well, thank you for being here. It was fun. Listeners, so before we got started, we do a little pre-roll banter. I learned a fun fact over here. So
did I.
Right? I said I introduced you as my dungeon master friend. For those of you who don't know, this isn't a Shades of Grey kind of a thing. This is a little game that I discovered that we shared together that is Dungeons and Dragons. And Ana and I are both dungeon masters. That just means actually, do you want to explain what does that mean, Ana?
Yeah, so it means that we are the ones in control of the campaign or just guiding the people through a campaign, which a campaign is...
We're just going to keep going, aren't we?
Exactly. A campaign is a story. Okay, so people just go through the story and we're just there to guide them and help them along and introduce some NPCs, non-playing characters. And that's...
We're the storytellers, and I think that makes sense for photographers. We're the storytellers. We're the ones who kind of guide the story.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's so cool to I saw a poster behind her and I was like, wait, you're a nerd. And she's like, wait, are you a nerd? I was like, yeah. That's
awesome. I have over 300 board games. I'm obviously a nerd.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, it's so cool. It's so great to connect with you, to meet you. And you're all the way in Portugal right now.
Yes.
How often do you travel? Like how much do you get out? I know that you photograph weddings kind of like worldwide. How often do you leave? You move around, you travel?
Can we revert the question and say, how often are you at home?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
I'm at home for a whole month now.
Oh, cool.
And then I won't be for like 2 months straight. And then August I'll be home for like 3 weeks. It will be fun. I can't wait. And yeah, September, I think I'll be here for a weekend.
Awesome.
So yeah, it will be
traveling
fun.
Traveling a lot. Okay. So
yeah, cool. I travel a lot.
Ana, I want you to tell our audience all about you. How did you get started wedding photography? A little bit about your journey.
Wait, Noella, can you tell the audience everything about me?
No, I mean, I just learned that you were that much of a nerd, so I don't know that I can. I'm not confident in it.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I am a destination wedding photographer. I also work as a partnership manager, and I am a huge nerd. I have 2 amazing dogs that I love.
Mhm.
And I have a husband who I love even more because I married him 6 times. Yes.
Same husband. Yeah.
Same husband, different ceremonies, 6 times. What else?
I feel I feel like I gotta pause.
I saw it in your
I don't
face.
want to derail our conversation on social media marketing and why
So
it's
did my dog.
not your primary focus. But so do you mind expanding, or is this maybe an off-air conversation?
Oh, no, we can expand.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how wedding photographers always put on their bios that they love weddings?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I really love weddings. I'm like,
Ah.
I really love weddings. It's a thing. It's You know, when you get married, you have that moment when you're out on the dance floor and you look around and you just feel full of love because everyone that you love is there, and
Mm-hmm.
it's fun, and you're giving your friends an opportunity to have fun with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really, I'd say it's not really about you. It's about love,
Mm-hmm.
right? Weddings are about love, but it's not only about the love you have for your spouse. It's also about the love that you have for the people around you and the people you invite.
Mm-hmm.
So we have way too much love to give, and we have so many awesome friends that we just want to keep partying with them. So first wedding we did, we asked people, please, please, please do not give us presents. Just show up because we prepared everything in 3 weeks and just decided to, you know, let's do it because I have a free weekend because I had a wedding that was postponed, and they decided to give us gifts in cash. And we're like, oh fuck! Now we have all of this cash from people. I'm sorry. Can I swear?
Yeah. I'll just bleep it out next time. Here, try it again.
Okay. Fuck.
Try.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it. It's okay. It's one of my favorite bits. I do this bit like all the time on the podcast. It's my favorite bit. Keep going.
You haven't gotten it once right though,
I
Ben. You
haven't
keep getting
gotten
it
it
right
yet.
after.
I'll be like this. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we had to spend all of that, Ben, all of that
Oh.
money
There it is.
on doing another wedding and another wedding and another, and then
Just keep rolling.
it just kept going on and until well, I think last month, two
Yeah,
months,
it was last
2 months ago.
March, mid-March.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mid-March.
Yeah.
So Noella didn't come to my fifth wedding, and come on, Noella, come
It
on.
was a far
No,
commute.
to be honest, she didn't come to my fifth, no, fourth or fifth wedding.
Yeah.
So I was very pissed, and because we were going to be in Vegas together, and well, when in Vegas, right? We decided to get married again. So we just we just got a party bus and an Elvis, and we went to the
In the
front
parking lot of
a sex shop
a sex shop. Ben, I got to show you the photos to this. We have to like
with
include
with
some in the show
um
notes or something.
with the junkie saying, "I'm going to
Oh, hold on.
murder that."
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. For those of you who aren't watching or listening on YouTube, she's definitely giving me signals for when to bleep.
Yeah.
Wild. Okay. Well, now I get that actually I understand a little bit more now. Okay. So Elvis. Which is here's my last question on this. Out of the 5, which was your favorite? Or 6 rather, out of the 6, which was your favorite wedding? Probably the first, right?
I think the first was the least favorite.
Oh, yeah, fair. Yeah.
It was literally just signing papers and going to the courthouse. So,
Yeah. Okay.
but all of the other ones were so cool. I cannot choose one of them. But like, I don't know. The Indian one was very cool. The second one was like the freak show circus, so that was kind of cool. So, the Vegas one was amazing. I don't know. All of them
Yeah.
were great.
Well, I'm excited to get to know you more and to learn more about all of these.
Ben, you just have to come to WPPI next year in the 7th edition. Will
the
happen.
7th edition.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So
That may happen in Romania meanwhile, but yeah.
Okay, maybe it'll be 8th by then. So you're passionate about this idea of marketing without marketing. Can you break down what that means to you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say marketing without marketing. I would just say, oh, I'm sorry. I would just say like offline offline
Marketing without the social component or offline? Is it just entirely all offline, like no SEO, nothing?
I don't even know what SEO means.
I love this. Let's keep going.
I mean, I hear about it. I've read some things. I was very confused, and then I moved on and went to play Dungeons and Dragons. So, I can only have room in my head for one thing at a time, and SEO is not one of the things. I'm sorry, someone keeps calling me.
That's all right.
SEO is definitely not one of the things I want to put my mind to. Let me just send a message saying I can't. I'm sorry. Can we cut this bit out?
No, you're good. I'm sure Reese will cut this bit out.
I think we keep it in, Reese.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, Ben loves not cutting things out. It's great.
Jesus.
I just like the conversation happening as it happens.
Well, someone was calling me from Brazil because I have another wedding coming in Brazil. So
what was the question? In an industry obsessed with social media, why are you so passionate about offline marketing?
Well, because I am extremely how do I say this without lazy?
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I'm extremely lazy. And also, I suffer from this thing called indecisiveness. And also, a big, 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 big problem of mine is the fact that I don't think my work is good enough. So, add not thinking I'm good enough with not being able to choose a photo to post on social media, or 10 or 20 or 100 to a blog, whatever. And I just look at 1,500 photos from a wedding. I'm like, yeah, they're all good. The couples have seen it. The friends have seen it. The people who matter have seen it. So
do you, then we're both like, wait a minute, let's talk
more about this. I just want to go back to
this
real quick, because I think like you're self-aware, you're honest, but I also think that there's a degree of like, I don't think you're lazy, because you can't win. You can't win in business if you're lazy. I think it's something else. I think that you're probably recognizing your strengths and your weaknesses and the things that you don't align with, which it sounds like you just like. Social media sounds awful for you. Just sounds like a really terrible experience. And so you've transitioned that energy into other outlets. Is that accurate? I mean, like I don't know how you can't be lazy and just do nothing. And then
she's definitely not lazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, what are some examples of some of the things that you've where you do market your business that's offline, that's working?
What's up? I talk to my clients a lot before they actually get married. So they usually book me 1-2 years in advance. Sometimes they don't even know the date and they just book the date around my availability. Sometimes they had a date planned, but I'm not free, so they change it completely. And I help the brides choose shoes, and then we just talk about our lives and we create a connection. And I know all about my couples before I meet them, which means that when I get there, I actually can register them as they are and not as someone from the outside would. Most of the times the guests think I'm a friend and that they couldn't afford a photographer when I'm one of the most expensive things at their wedding. My wedding, well, all of my weddings actually had previous clients that became friends attend or even be groomsmen or bridesmaids.
So wait, at your wedding, you had past clients there, but some of your past clients were actually in the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So would you say then that you kind of focus really heavily on just like the relationship side and the client experience side of the wedding?
Yeah. The way I get business is through word of mouth and referrals, and because people love me, they feel very compelled to recommend me to all of the friends. It's not because they're getting like a punch card where if you refer me 5 times, you get a free shoot or you get a discount or whatever. It's just because they love recommending me and want me to succeed. and they recommend me to their friends, or they just post the photos a lot more than I do, um, which is nothing. So they post their photos a lot. They tag me everywhere, and they tell all of their socials. If you're getting married, just get this girl. And so my emails are usually, when someone is asking for a quote from me, it's usually, "Hi, I saw your work at X wedding,
Mm.
and I really want you to shoot my wedding. How much will that be?"
Yeah. So when it comes to referrals, and you kind of tease this a little bit, or at least suggested one idea, well, like what is separating photographers who like are consistently getting referrals through word of mouth from those who aren't?
Personality?
Yeah.
A good
Maybe.
answer.
I don't know. I would say that if you are trying to get referrals through word of mouth, then you're doing something wrong.
Tell me more. What do you mean?
I mean that it's not authentic. It's not something you're doing just. Look, I didn't plan to market myself this way. I didn't plan for my business to grow this way. I was actually a university teacher. I was fine doing what I did.
Mm.
I didn't need the extra job. I actually had to quit teaching to become a wedding photographer full time because I had so much work.
Mm.
And I traveled so much, and it paid very well. And I could charge whatever I wanted at some point because people would just want me for me,
Mm.
regardless of if I was transitioning stages, like editing styles or whatever. They would just like, do your thing, do whatever. I never, ever got a Pinterest board of someone
Yeah.
saying, I want this, because they
Yeah.
want me and they want me to do my thing.
Mhm.
And that is exceptional. That is very, very good. And because I never tried for it and I never said, "Oh, can you refer me?" Because
Mhm.
that's not authentic. That's not, that doesn't, that referral doesn't come from the heart.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so I just, it just happened. And then
Yeah.
it kept happening. And now it's a thing. Never have I said to anyone, please refer me to your friends.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
think,
that makes sense. So Anna, for some of our audience who can't be Anna, they're not Anna. Do you have maybe like three different examples of how a photographer can kind of, I guess I hate the word level up, but how they can utilize their client experience to get more referrals?
yeah, of course. So I would say that an easy way is to make your, like, under promise and over deliver.
Mm.
Easy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the standard. We all say this, very little people do it. So just really under promise and over deliver. Say you'll deliver 750 photos, deliver 1,000.
Mm.
It's not
Mhm.
really that much more work for you, and it really makes all the difference. Say you'll deliver in 2 months and deliver 1 week earlier, or just give something extra, or just
Mhm.
send them a postcard thanking
Yeah.
them for being there. Just make them feel appreciated. Every time I show up to a wedding, I have a gift for the bride and groom.
Mm.
I love
And it's
that.
usually something very, very special to me. Um, so I live in Portugal, right? And Portugal has this tradition of um, black ceramic swallows.
Like
Okay.
the like birds.
Yeah.
Okay.
My logo is even a swallow. It's they're birds that only mate once. They stay with the same partner for their entire lives, just
Mm.
like penguins. And when one of them dies, the other one doesn't get another one. So they stay single forever. And then they travel all over the world, but they always return home. There's one place that they consider home, and they always return to that place.
Mm.
So we have little ceramic swallows in Portugal that are in the walls of our houses, and they're like an iconic thing from Portugal, and they're also
Mhm.
extremely romantic. They represent family traveling and coming back, just loving one forever. So I always give them a pair of swallows with the history of what they are, and it's something
Nice.
that is incredibly cheap. Okay.
Mhm.
And incredibly thoughtful and emotional and cute. And they're like, oh my God, this is so. And they always put in their wall at the entrance of their home.
Mhm. That's sweet.
So I have a bunch of photos of my clients' walls with the swallows on them, and it's so beautiful. And that makes them feel special. So under promise, over deliver, make them feel like special, like create a personal connection, and also just be available. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm available from 9 to 5, and I'm not available on weekends, and I'm
Mhm.
available. If I'm awake, I'm available.
Mm.
As you know, Noel, I'm available, and
Doesn't sleep.
I don't sleep, so I'm pretty much always available except for 4 hours a day. And I'm happy to just chit chat or talk about life or just pick you up if you're crying or, you know, just be your friend. And I think that
Mhm.
that is that is going that extra mile. You don't have to be available always. You don't have to do what I do. It's extremely tiring. But um but yeah, just give them a little bit more love
Mhm.
and affection. And
Mm.
also pick your clients, because if
Mhm.
you pick your clients, it will be easier for you to actually go the extra mile.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have a question on the referral side of things. So you've mostly been focusing this conversation on the client referrals. I was curious if you're also getting vendor referrals or if you're really just completely focusing on your clients.
Sometimes I get vendor referrals, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
from bands, from DJs, from catering companies, never from planners.
Yeah.
Is planners, is that a big thing in Portugal?
Yeah, well, I don't work in Portugal. It is,
Mhm.
but I don't work in Portugal. If I have one wedding a year in Portugal, it's a lot. I yeah,
You really do travel a lot.
yeah, I don't do weddings here because one, I'm expensive, and two, they're all the same. And
Mhm.
I will only do a wedding here if it's an Indian wedding or an outrageously gay wedding or a very fun, crazy wedding. Because that's my audience. That's my kind of people. So a traditional wedding in the church, it's not something I will do. So that's not something I'm hired to do.
So it
Mhm.
sounds like then what I also just heard is like not only are you focusing on the client experience, you did mention this earlier of like how you pick your clients. It sounds like you're really niched into like you know exactly who you want to serve and you serve that particular client so well that like their friends are like they're probably operating on similar wavelengths, right?
Yeah.
And so it's also an emphasis on your position that you've taken with your brand. Is that accurate?
Yeah, but I grew into it.
Hmm.
Obviously, I didn't start off like that as everyone else. Well, I started off 16 years ago, so I would
Hmm.
take any wedding.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you
Mhm.
mind sharing a story of like how this maybe led to an unexpected opportunity? Like maybe it's your commitment to just like this exceptional experience, or maybe it's your commitment to like working with like only a certain subset of client that kind of led to something else. I'd like to just get some more stories around this.
Okay, I will go for one very easy one. Instead of going for my crazy, I have a lot of very crazy situations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'll go for a very easy one. So I had um, a wedding that was referred by a friend, um, and her friend told me, I really want you to shoot my wedding. I thought, well, this isn't really my kind of wedding. It's going to be a very normal wedding, but let's get to meet them and see how it goes. And when I met them, I was like, yeah, these people are fun. This is going to
Hmm.
be a cool wedding. Um, she's getting her makeup on, and so we developed a friendship meanwhile. And she's getting her makeup on, and she's like, "Oh, I'm such a big nerd. I love Star Wars." And I was like, "Yeah, I have my lightsabers in the car because you mentioned."
Because why not?
Yeah, she mentioned it a few times, so I had my lightsabers in the car. And at the wedding, when she had already drank a bit and they were all starting to party, I was like, just come with me for 5 minutes. And we did some awesome Star Wars shoots and video with them with the lightsabers and playing with the lights in the dark and stuff. It was brilliant. It was amazing. This girl ended up being, as I mentioned, she was one of my bridesmaids.
Hmm.
I shot the wedding of his best man, her bridesmaid, and now I'm shooting the wedding where he is the best man. So I'm just shooting the weddings of all of their friends because I know them all at this point. We're
Mhm.
all such a big family. If anyone gets engaged, automatically it's like, Anna, what's your
Mhm.
calendar like for
All
next year?
because of those lightsabers.
Hmm.
Yes.
So there's some photographers who would say like, okay, how would I put this? Like our job isn't to become our clients' friends, right? That's just like what some people what I've heard, right? Like we're there to like provide a service, to blow them away and all that kind of stuff. But it sounds like you kind of like toss that to the wind. You're like, no, if I like
Oh,
someone,
completely.
I'm going to be their friend. Is that sound about right?
So look, I'm almost 40, right?
Okay.
And it's not easy to make friends. I can't just walk up to people like I did in kindergarten and say, "Do you want to be my friend?"
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay?
I sorry, go ahead. I
I do
have
do that.
stories.
I do that.
Yeah.
I also do that. But
Yeah.
also, but also, um, I meet people and at weddings, they're getting married. It's a fun day. I can make their day better. And if I end up falling in love with those people, why wouldn't I want to be their friend?
Hmm.
Why wouldn't I want to continue that relationship? And you cannot have too many friends.
Mhm.
I mean, actual friends. It's not just, okay, I'm doing my best just to get a referral. I'm not
Yeah.
really. I don't, I'm booked solid. I'm good. Um, so
You're very relationship focused for sure.
very much.
Um, Anna, so you kind of like mentioned a little bit about maybe some photographers having too tight of boundaries around kind of how they operate. Maybe only being able to contact them between 9 to 5, for example. What do
Oh,
you,
that's most of them.
sometimes boundaries, yes, are very helpful. But what do you think is maybe another mistake that you think some photographers make that might be hurting their client experience?
I think a lot of people are focusing right now
Mhm.
uh, on, for instance, the luxury market
Mhm.
when they are not luxury people.
Mhm. Mhm.
They're like, I love camping and I love partying and I love going to festivals, but I want my clients to be luxury, filthy rich yacht kind of people.
And do you
Hmm.
think that's just it? Do you think that maybe the reason why they are like that is because they want more higher end, higher priced weddings, but it doesn't necessarily
Yes.
align with their brand?
Hmm.
It doesn't align with themselves.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So at some point, they cannot connect to the client. They
Hmm.
can connect with them business wise, but they will
Hmm.
not be able to connect with them in a personal level
Hmm.
because it's the opposite of what they are.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
sometimes I'm, money is great. I love money. This podcast is about making money. Money is awesome. However, I think it's better to make money when you're having fun and
Hmm.
loving what
Hmm.
you do than just making money because you're making money.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So if you can just have fun and be paid to have fun,
Hmm.
that's way better than
Hmm.
being paid a lot and not really having fun.
Yeah. So kind of what you're saying is like is maybe a misalignment between who you are as a person, your brand, and what you want out of a
Yeah.
client. And so therefore, yeah, the experience is kind of like a little off, I
Well,
guess.
that's not necessarily a mistake though. It
Hmm.
works very well for a lot of people. It's just
Hmm.
not an approach that I think is good mentally and in the long run. You'll get
Yeah.
tired,
It's not
you'll get
sustainable.
bored. I think
Hmm.
along the line, you may be very rich and retire early, but I don't want to retire early. I want to keep doing this because that's what I love.
Mhm.
I've heard a lot of this idea that um, here's the saying, like, you are not your target client, right? This idea
Yeah.
that like you're selling to people who aren't like you, and so you've got to understand who they are and what they want and that kind of stuff. And it sounds like that can work. Like it's a great thesis, but it sounds kind of like your strategy is, well, I really would like my clients to be like me. I
Oh
really would
no,
like my clients.
I'm my ideal client.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Yeah.
of
Right
my
on.
weddings were my ideal client. If I could shoot one of my weddings, I would have been so happy. Like, please give me weddings like mine because
Hmm.
they were so cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm definitely my target.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, okay, beyond just like great service and like really pushing into the relational side of things, not as a strategy, but just as an extension of yourself, is there any other like offline marketing strategies that you think maybe a photographer, could be pushing into more today?
Albums.
Albums.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, the album is how would Noella say this? An evergreen kind of thing.
Yeah.
Evergreen.
So it's printed, it's there forever.
Mm,
Everyone that goes into your house will see a massive thing and be like, "Oh, can I look at your photos?" And they will see the photos. They will fall in love with the photos, even if
mhm,
they haven't met you at the time you got married, or if they're not getting married right now, or if their parents are getting remarried, whatever. If they see the album, they see the photos, they will keep that in mind because people are very
mm,
visual. And more than scrolling through Instagram, they will memorize the ones that they saw in an album.
mhm. Yeah.
So that's a very easy marketing technique.
Mm,
Just I have albums in all of my packages, non-negotiable. If you don't want an album, fine. I won't make you a discount.
mhm.
They're included.
Yeah.
They're there.
I love that.
It's good for me. It's good for you and it's good for me. So they're there.
We just had Ben Adams from Freedom Albums, Freedom Print Lab, on the
Who was
show.
at her wedding? Who was at
Yeah,
her
it was
wedding?
at my wedding,
Oh, Ben
rocking a
Adams
very,
was at your
very
wedding. I said Ben Adams knows everybody, but Freedom Print Lab is just an incredible source. If y'all are looking to start introducing albums or print into your offer, I just got to continue to give him praise because
Your little thing, Ben.
my
Your
little thing.
your
My
yeah.
here we there it is that's the horn for companies that I love. But it's great that you shared that. It's been in my experience as well. The year that I started to make sure every single client had an album, very similar to you. If they would say, "Hey, I don't want it," I said, "Great, I'm still making it. I will keep it in my studio as a sample." But it's just a what's it called? Conviction to make
yeah.
something real. And so I'm printing it either way.
Mhm.
So the cost is
So when he's
happening.
like,
I'll
"Oh,
keep
I
it.
don't want it." No, no, you do. You do.
You do on it. Yeah.
You do want it.
And as soon as I say that, like, okay, fine, we'll take it. But the year that I made sure that every client had an album, that was the year just before all my referrals exploded, right? Because you're right. It's like one of the most powerful pieces of collateral that you could have out in the wild is an album in
Mhm.
all of your clients' homes where people are at, they're showing their friends, they're showing your family, they're showing your
Yeah.
next clients the work. And you're right, because when you're scrolling, they're still seeing your work online, but they're seeing it and then they're just scrolling right to the next thing. And then they're seeing somebody else's work and somebody else's work. And it's so forgettable. But there's something about the experience of sitting down and opening an album that your brain actually registers it as as a solidified memory. Like they take it in differently. They
And if
receive
it's
it.
an awesome album,
Yeah.
you really fixate on it. If
Mm-hmm.
it's well designed, if the colors are on point and everything aligns,
Yeah.
it just stays with you. It's like a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would even say the same thing goes for like canvases and wall art because,
Mm.
when I was shooting full time, I got so many referrals from this one venue because I printed a giant like huge 30 by 40 canvas of a bride that I shot there, and they had it in the consultation room, and like it was so big it was impossible to miss, and the amount of referrals I got from that one canvas was wild. Still one of my favorite wedding venues to this day, and I'm pretty sure they still have that canvas, and I haven't shot for like 10 years. But no one throws out a canvas, right? Anna, you and I were just talking yesterday about how you booked a wedding in Calgary, Canada, which is crazy because you're all the way in Portugal. If you could give our audience, like if we could walk away with one really helpful piece of advice on how they can use client experience, but also because you're booking around the world as a destination wedding photographer, like I'm curious even how you even got that Calgary referral. Was it through a person? Was it through a vendor? What did you do to get this referral?
I shot a wedding in Calgary.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I shot
And so it was another referral.
wedding in Calgary, the one that was in a haunted mansion, and we were playing hide and seek at 4 o'clock in the morning. And that I woke up and there were 3 more people in bed with me. Yeah, because why not?
Future clients, you know?
And then, actually, yes, one of them's getting married.
Oh my word.
So hopefully the other one too. I'm praying for those two. Yeah. 2 of them that were in the bed. I'm also waiting for them to get married. And I know I'll shoot their wedding because, I slept with them the first time they
Mercy.
So
hilarious.
Anyway, yeah, if you want someone crazy, and you know me, it's going to be me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I shot a wedding in Calgary because I saw this bride on a Facebook group saying, I want to do a Gothic wedding. I was like, yeah, I want to shoot a Gothic wedding. She messaged me like, hi, so tell me more. Yeah, I would love to.
That's awesome.
She had a wedding date booked. I was in Italy. She was like, I'll change my date for you. And then she found out I shot another friend's wedding, and she was like, oh my God, you're that person. Yes, we definitely want you there. So then she changed the date, and and I was with them for a whole week, and we still talk like every week. I love her to death. I even told you yesterday when we were talking about Calgary that I really want to go there to see my friends because even her mom asks about me often.
So relationship focused. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love families and I love people yeah. So yeah, I'm shooting someone that I shared a bed with once at a wedding.
So if the listeners could do just one thing this week, very practical, apart from sharing a bed with a whatever. I don't even understand what happened. If they could do one thing this week to improve the client experience through offline marketing, what would it be?
One thing.
Send a text message asking people how they're doing.
I love that.
Yeah,
Simple.
that's awesome.
Simple. Connect with your client.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. It's just make yourself be in their mind, but also genuinely want to know how they're doing. Don't just ask because.
Yeah.
Just message that one couple or that one person that you really connected with, and don't be afraid to, create a relationship and know how they are and follow up. I also shoot pregnancies, firstborns, 1-year anniversaries, etc. I just keep on shooting all of my clients throughout their lives because we develop that relationship.
It makes a lot of sense for the brand that you've built and the connections that you have. It makes total sense for you. Ana, thank you so much for sharing your heart. I think a lot of photographers are going to walk away from this episode just reconsidering marketing and reemphasizing how much it is about how you make people feel. Like there's just nothing that beats that. For those of you who are listening and you want to go deeper into Ana's world, like it's a whole world, and you're like, I want to know more. You can follow her You can check out her beautiful work, anapastoria.com. We'll get a link in the show notes for that. And so thank you all again for listening. Thank you for tuning in and thank you, Ana, for being here. And
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, podcast listeners, until next week, thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up.
And be kind to yourself.
I didn't say thanks for showing up. I didn't say keep showing up.
Wait a minute. What?
Keep Noelle on her toes.
People?
Thanks, everyone.